Years ago, as I was traveling through the city of Dallas, I saw this maze of highways crossing over each other. It was like freeways flying through the sky over and under one another. It was an incredible sight. For whatever reason, it made me think of the brain and all of the pathways that move through the brain. The brain has always fascinated me. Over 100 billion neurons turning into thoughts and feelings and actions. That's a continued mystery for all of us. So, with that thought in mind, I've spent a lot of time, ever since I was a kid, thinking about the human brain. Hello, class. My name is Dr. Terry Bell. I have the joy of being your professor in this class. I've always been fascinated by the three subjects: theology, philosophy, and psychology. To me, they all meld into one important discipline. I love to study and to think about these things. In this class, we'll be talking a lot about these three subjects as we explore different theories and techniques. The human brain is an incredible organ. Even to this day, we don't know a lot about how it works. Think about all of the highways that fly through the brain, carrying messages and sensory data and all of that information, and then somehow turning it into conscious awareness. How in the world does that work? The theory of all of that is extremely interesting, but the way the application comes about in counseling is particularly helpful. A few years ago, I was invited to be the visiting professor of psychology at a university in Vienna, Austria. It was there that I got to meet and actually work with one of my heroes, Dr. Viktor Frankl. Frankl is a man who has developed a theory of counseling called logotherapy, and it's part of the existential group. I particularly like his approach, and his book, Man's Search for Meaning, in my mind, is a must read for every student of psychology. So once again, welcome to this course, Counseling Theories and Techniques, Psychology 4683. I want to go over just briefly some of the course deliverables, and I mean by that the course objectives. There are specific student learning objectives each week, but overall, as the author of this course, what I want you to get is something about the history and the differences among these different psychotherapies that we're going to be studying. For years, there has been a tension between psychology and Christianity. Often you'll hear Christian pastors put down psychology. Often you'll hear psychologists put down Christianity. However, I do not think that they have to be on a collision course. I believe that these two disciplines can work together. In fact, I really believe that psychology belongs to the domain of the Christian faith. The original word psychology meant the study of the soul. That term has morphed a bit in the last few years, but still, who should know more about the soul, the mind, than Christians? In the Greek, the word soul and mind are translated by the same word. So let's look now at the Greek word for therapy. The Greek word is therapeuos, and it literally means healing. It's used in the New Testament numerous times. Jesus used it frequently. In fact, every time he used it was in conjunction with one of his healing miracles. Consequently, this word therapy, think about this, psychotherapy, meaning the healing of the soul. There are going to be times in this class when you feel like you're just in a maze and wondering how in the world you're going to get out of it. Sorting through all these therapies becomes confusing and complex, to say the least. One of the questions that come about here is the question of, is psychology a hard science or a soft science? By hard science, we don't mean difficult. We mean concretized, or like concrete. Soft science is a situation in which there are many different controversial issues and approaches, such as in psychotherapy. If you think there's a lot of division in the religious world, there's a lot of division in the world of psychology. Different psychotherapists hold to their views, and often the views contradict another psychotherapy. Sometimes they contradict, sometimes they overlap. That doesn't happen in a hard science. A hard science is something like physics or chemistry or biology or astronomy or geology. So there's this ongoing battle between soft sciences and hard sciences. In a hard science, if you bring in 5 different physicists to a room, give them an equation, they're going to come up with the same answer. In a soft science, you bring in 5 different psychotherapists into a room and present them with a case study, odds are very good that they're going to come up with different diagnoses and different prescriptions for how to solve the problems the client is facing. Let me remind you, this is a senior level class. That means it's not going to be just real easy, and I want you to mentally prepare yourself for the work that's ahead. I want you to get ready to pump your neurons, to get your brain moving, keep up with the discussions, keep up with the reading assignments, keep up with the writing assignments. Again, welcome to this very exciting subject. My name is Dr. Terry Bell. My contact information is here. Please don't hesitate to contact me if you have questions. And please remember, the quickest way to reach me is by texting me. That's my personal cell phone number. Please don't hesitate to use it if you need me.